So, welcome to the Flourish with Dr. B podcast, where we inspire people to flourish in mind, body, and spirit. And today we're doing something a little different. You know, I don't know, are we in the car or we're just talking our top 10 favorite movies?
Hmm.
And then we started like kind of like battling back and forth. Favorite movie. No, that's one. No, that's mine, or whatever. And then it's just like maybe we should do this for the podcast. And
It's definitely a subject that so many people get passionate about and have fun with. And
right. And then I looked up, and lo and behold, this Friday, um, June 12th, is what's called, never knew about this until a National Movie Night. And it's always falls supposedly apparently on the second Friday in June. So this Friday is June 12th, 2026. And it was created back in 2022 by a mother-daughter duo behind the Family Movie Night Journal. Never knew about it. So what is it? Ways to celebrate National Family Movie Night is to have movie night with your family at a theater, at a drive-in, putting one of those blow up screens in your backyard and doing that, or having a buffet of your favorite movie snacks as well. But I don't know if we're going to do all that, but we thought it would be fun to tell you our we this is how we did it. Our top 10, which mine turned into a top 15. But like if it's on TV, we stop everything and we're watching it, or we bring the laundry to the TV and we fold laundry while we're
that's the
there.
criteria. Like,
Or
it's going to interrupt your day because
right,
this is one of your best movies.
right. Or we have to put it on in the bedroom because now we'll clean out the closet and watch.
Right. Like, how do you discern? Because there's countless movies
I
that
know this was
can't
tough.
make a
This was
top
tough.
15. It'd be like a top 1,000 or top, but
Mine,
yeah.
yeah, that's why mine was the top 10. And then all of a sudden I'm like, well, maybe I'll do a top 12. Well, maybe I'll do a top 15. So I'm
And
gonna
then once she
hear.
did a top 15, I did a top 15. By the way, for any people that have a great friend named Johnny that has a birthday on June 12th,
Oh yeah.
this is a great way to celebrate Johnny's
This is
birthday
Johnny
too.
Lobo's birthday. Yeah,
Yeah.
June
So,
12th.
yep.
So that would be a really great way to celebrate.
There
And
you
he's
go.
a movie buff. And some of these that are my top 15 are his as
I bet
well.
they are. I bet they are.
And I have an honorable mention list too.
Mm.
And then we also have ones that like I wouldn't watch it without him or he wouldn't watch it without me. Anyway,
But we called it our together
our
list,
together
our
list.
top 15 together list, yeah,
Right.
which I think turned out to be more than 15 also. So
Yeah. So if you bear with us, um, I'll just go ahead and start my top 15, starting at number 15. And Ben will make fun of me for this, is Karate Kid Part 2. Part 1, not the first one, not the other ones, but Part 2 is one of my favorite movies. I love that movie. Um, who doesn't love Ralph Macchio? But anyway, it was just a great childhood movie.
and you've since met Ralph Macchio.
Yes, and he's just a really nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
saw him at a book signing and we got to chat
Hmm.
and got to tell him about my book and how I wrote about him and Mr. Miyagi in my book. It's
Hmm.
kind of cool.
Hmm.
It's a very nice guy.
Hmm.
Anyway, number 14, Pretty Woman. Pretty Woman. You can't not watch Pretty Woman.
The pressure of a name.
Or Mistake. Big mistake.
Hmm.
Um,
Huge.
Huge. 13th is The Fugitive. I am a big Harrison Ford fan. And that Dr. Richard Kimball is one of my favorites. That everything stops
I,
and
I
that's
I
on the
don't know
TV.
how I didn't put that on my top 15, but it was clearly on one of our together movie lists. Like,
Oh,
it's so brilliant.
find that man.
Find that.
Anyway, and then this is even before my kids were into boxing because my dad and my mom were really into boxing. So but I grew up around boxing, but Rocky 4 is my number 12, and then Rocky 3 is my 11th choice.
Mm,
And when there's a Rocky marathon,
mm, mm.
I I just bring all the all the stuff on my to-do list in front of the TV, and I just park myself in front of the TV. I'm always trying to do something though while I'm there. I don't know if that's good or bad, but if I know the whole afternoon is going to be taken up by Sly, I gotta make it somehow. I gotta make it, productive.
In the immortal words of Mickey, what are we waiting for?
I love Mickey. Okay, number 10, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Boom.
My most favorite one. We do love the series. Ben will go into that later, but my favorite one is with Sean Connery. I think the dynamic is adorable. He's adorable.
Hmm.
And I love the way you get to see Indiana Jones as a son instead of like the badass that he is. Um, Suddenly I remember my Charlemagne. I love that line. Okay. Anyway, The Notebook is number 9. We love that movie. Just so beautiful. Well, yeah, it's a great movie. Number 8 is The King's Speech.
Mm.
Colin Firth from The King's Speech and Helena Bonham Carter. How can you?
Mm.
Yeah. Oh yeah, The Notebook is more like we forgot. It was like you got a 5-minute rebound rate and you're on to the next pain in the thing.
Hmm.
That's our favorite line in that movie, I think, because I think that
Sounds a little familiar.
yeah, I think Ben likes to say that to me in his head, of course. Number 7 is okay, so number 9 is The Notebook, number 8 is The King's Speech, number 7 is Sound of Music.
Mm.
Ever since I was little and they play that during Easter or whenever it was, I was glued to the TV.
Doesn't get more classic than that.
Love Julie Andrews, love Christopher Plummer. Just the moment I loved you when you sat on that ridiculous acorn. Whatever that was, pine cone, I don't know. She sat on something that first night. Number 6, Seems Like Old Times.
Mm. Goldie Hawn, Chevy Chase,
Charles Grodin.
Charles Grodin.
Love it. There's so many lines in that. Limpers never lie.
Mm.
Limpers never lie. And then we have, we're up to number 5, The Help. Woo! The Help is good.
So good.
It's I have to admit, even though I'm a reader and I love to watch movies, I rarely read books of the movies, but I did listen to this as an audiobook and it is better than the movie, but I couldn't believe it because the movie is so good.
And I'm just going to stop right here and say, like, chances are anybody that's watching or listening to this podcast episode, you're probably already starting to agree or disagree with Dr. B's list. And if you're not, we encourage you to do that because, quite frankly, this could be one of our most fun episodes, right? And yes, we're all about here at the Dr. B podcast being empowering in mind, body, and spirit. And sometimes being empowering is just letting it go and getting into something fun like this. And so if you're not already thinking about it, think about your own list. And we'd love to see your lists in the comments. However you want to share this, we'd love to know even if it's not 15, what's your top 5, what's your top 10, like please post it on the podcast page.
Or if you want to take a wild guess as to what each of our, number 1 choices are, number 1 picks, like just on a whim. What do you think mine is? What do you think Ben's is? But anyway.
Yeah.
So where am I?
So you did 5, right?
Did 5. Number 4, Somewhere in Time with Christopher Reeve and Jane Seymour. The one thing I'm gonna throw my best friend Lynn under the bus. Jane Seymour had this like beautiful 1920 hair, and then she and Christopher Reeve finally meet up, and she gets him now, and she falls in love with him, and it's supposed to be like the love scene, and she has this beautiful swept up hair, and she takes it out with one pin, and her hair falls down, and it's so romantic. And my best friend's like, that would never be me. I'd be like, wait, hold on. Wait, just 1 second. 1 second, Chris. She's like, who holds up their hair with this one pin? But it's true. We were laughing. We always laugh at
Movie
that.
magic.
Movie magic. Just one pin in its beautiful flowing hair.
Hmm.
Whereas if it were us, it'd be like, wait, oh, and now my hair is all hairsprayed and
That
I got
sounds like a good editing job.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, number 4 was Somewhere in Time.
Mm.
And here are my 3 all-time top favorites ever. Thank you for
Let's
the drum.
go. Yep.
My drummer. Um, Tootsie.
Ooh.
Tootsie, number 3. These top 3 were kind of hard to, but Tootsie comes on, that's it. I am watching it. And
You're stopping the day.
I remember back in the day when I don't know whether it was Siskel or Ebert had said, when the masquerade is over, you actually miss Tootsie.
Mm.
And it's so true, even to this day when I watch it. But anyway, I love that movie. And number 2 is 9 to 5. 9 to 5.
We're dating ourselves.
I made a mistake. Why don't we get parts back in return? Body back in return. But yeah, that's what am I talking to you for? Piss off.
I'm a doctor.
Okay. And number 1, Dr. Boo's all-time favorite, When Harry Met Sally.
Oof.
When Harry Met Sally. And the funny thing is that my sister's like, the reason why I love that so much, that's you and Ben, right? But there's just so many, like scene after scene after scene. Just love that movie. Love it. It's funny, right? Because we have some of these on CDs and stuff or DVDs, and we could always pop it in, but we never do. A, because maybe our DVD thing doesn't work really well, but B, it's like we want to catch it when it's on TV, right? Okay. Anyway, let's go on to honorable mentions because there are a few.
Mm.
Regarding Henry,
Mm.
The Blind Side, Son of God, which was part of like the Bible series on the History Channel, where I kind of feel like it was a breakthrough but biblical movie because it was just different than most than Jesus of Nazareth and all these,
which we also don't turn off on that.
right, and those are beautiful too, classics, but it was just a little more relatable. I don't know, until we'll tell you later what our streaming ones are. So Hidden Figures. I love that. Yeah. My Big Fat Greek Wedding, from my Greek friends out there, especially Bessie and Michael Kostakis, were always running lines from that movie. All right, this is another, it's not just one, I kind of like a conglomerate, but I used to love watching Elvis movies when I was little, apparently. And I loved the one it happened at the World's Fair, where Elvis befriends this like little Asian girl. And my dad was like, you loved that movie. I think you thought you were her. And I think I thought my dad was Elvis because we have the same hair. And then Elvis Viva Las Vegas with Anne Margaret, and Girls, Girls, Girls when he was a fisherman singer in Hawaii. My favorite. Okay. Steel Magnolias. But the reason why I didn't put that in my top 10 or 15 is because I hate watching it after Julia Roberts gets more sick.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. So I love to watch it, but then I stop watching it after that part. It's just so like gutturally sad, like, and then Sally Field delivers that, that scene when they're in the cemetery, and it's just so I like cry every time I watch it. Okay, another honorable mention is Grease and Grease 2. Yes, Grease 2. Ben will forever make fun of me, but I think it's a cult following. Cool Rider. Calendar Girl.
Grease is a classic from our generation. Grease 2.
I know.
But the funny thing is the people like you that are in it, it's like a cult, like you guys.
We know all the words.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Michelle Pfeiffer, Maxwell Caulfield. I mean,
to me, that movie jumped the shark from minute 1.
I know. But
okay.
It's not
about me.
It's still like Karate Kid Part 2, and Karate Kid, obviously the original Karate Kid also has to be on this list because that's how Miyagi, that's Miyagi. That's all I gotta say. First Wives Club.
That's a good one.
I like that one. Okay, here's where we go way back, and some of you youngins may not know about this, but back in the 80s, they had these HBO specials, the early 80s.
Mm.
And this is not really a movie, but it became a play that Bess Armstrong and Richard Thomas, John Boy, did, and Barefoot in the Park. They did a 1980s adaptation of it, which was hilarious.
The
And
original with Jane Fonda and
the
Robert Redford,
original, yeah,
which was awesome.
1967 version was Jane Fonda and Robert Redford, which I love too, but I actually love the play version better. It was the first one I saw, but I kind of put it in there because it was first a movie.
It's great.
And then there's another HBO special, which wasn't a movie, it was just a 3-act play. And it was in 1981. It was released and it was called Vanities
Yes.
with Shelley Hack, Annette O'Toole, and Meredith Baxter Burney. And it took them
Yes.
from high school to college to after college. And it was so good. And it wasn't a movie, but I just
That
piggybacked
was
it off
classic.
of
Yeah.
Barefoot in the Park. And last but not least is my Beauty and the Beast, the Disney adaptation, not the newest one, but the cartoon is one of my favorites. And
Well,
little,
and you love The Lion King too,
I
for that
do,
matter.
I do, yeah. And just a little tribute to Peebo Bryson, who sang a
Just
lot of these
just
the
passed
pop
away. Yeah.
adaptations of the title songs in these. So those are mine. Do you want to do yours, Ben?
I'll do mine real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the Flourish with Dr. B podcast, not the Flourish with Ben podcast. So I'll do mine a little bit quicker. And some of these, some people will know, and some people will say, oh, those are guy movies, and some people, and you keep falling off the screen, by the way. I think
I
we want to
know.
bring you centered in, you know. But there's an old movie from the 70s that most people probably don't know, but it had a very young Dennis Quaid, and I can't remember his name, but the guy who played Kelly Leak in the Bad News Bears was in it. And anyway, it's a great movie called Breaking Away, when these four guys they're not in college, but they're in a college town and they're the locals and they all wind up getting into this huge
Are you
bicycle race.
it?
Oh yeah, well, here's the other thing. I don't have mine ranked.
Oh, okay.
Dr. B ranked hers.
Yeah.
These are just my top 15 in no particular order. So Breaking Away. And again, a lot of these are older movies, but Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid? Are you kidding me? Robert Redford, Paul Newman, great line. Who are those guys? Anyway, I digress.
I think they should remake it as, what did I say?
You always said Brad Pitt
Brad Pitt
and
and Matthew
and
McConaughey.
that would be a good casting. Yeah,
I think that would be.
yeah. Now, Dr. B had the King's, you had the King's Speech. I have the King's Speech also. I mean, it's just such a brilliant film, scene after scene after scene. And as we said from the start, this is something that you flip on the TV and you see it and it interrupts your day.
Yeah.
It's now the priority. Another one for me, The 40-Year-Old Virgin. Scene after scene. It's like, oh, this is my favorite scene. Oh no, this is my favorite scene. It's just
Kelly Clarkson. Sorry.
from start to finish, it's one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. Now, this one, most people, this is very controversial because those who are into James Bond movies always have their favorites, and then there's always the argument over, is it Sean Connery was the best Bond or was it somebody else? And most people will say Roger Moore was one of the least of their favorite Bonds. For me, I guess because
We grew up in
we
that
grew
era.
up in this, and it hit me. This movie hit me at the right time. The Spy Who Loved Me. Oh my God.
And we both feel that Roger Moore was
I
the
thought
best
Roger
Bond.
Roger Moore was my Bond. I never saw James Bond with Sean Connery before, so
Yeah.
he was James Bond to me. I'm sorry, honey. I love you deeply more than any woman I've ever imagined. You're the most beautiful woman in the world. And I got to tell you, back then, boy, did I have a crush on Barbara Bach. That didn't hurt. Who eventually married Ringo Starr from the Beatles, by the way. Okay. The Lord of the Rings, just the entire trilogy I'm counting as one. Just big fan, loved reading the books, and then subsequently, I just thought they did a great job with the movies. And we both love Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship, The Two Towers, The Return of the King. So that's on there. Ocean's 11. I love Ocean's 11. The cast is unbelievable. All these guys are fantastic. I just love how cool they were, and I wish that I woke up every day being that cool.
Love that movie too.
Um, Here's another old one. Ryan O'Neal, Barbara Streisand, and a cast that's just brilliant. And the writing is brilliant. What's Up, Doc? If you haven't seen it, go find it. One of my favorites.
It's good.
Willy Wonka, the original Willy Wonka. Nobody more brilliant to me than Gene Wilder.
Mm.
My my heart sings when he sings in that movie, and just the way he is, and you know, we are the music makers and we are the dreamers of dreams. The Natural, another Robert Redford. If you haven't seen it, watch it. Chances are, if you're a baseball fan, you'll like it more. This movie is majestic. Everything about it, the acting, the scripting, the cinematography, I just love it. The Big Lebowski. Oh my gosh. I don't roll on the Shabbos. This is brilliant casting, great movie. It's really one of the greatest, funniest movies I've ever seen, most original movies I've ever seen. History of the World Part One. If you're not a Mel Brooks fan, I don't want to know you. And I recommend History of the World Part One. It's one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. The original Death on the Nile, though I like the new one too. The original Death on the Nile with Peter Ustinov and a cast that is just out of this world. Angela Lansbury, the list goes on and on. So, so good. And we could go, I mean,
I can't believe I didn't put this on my top 10.
This would be on your top 10. And again, some of these are like on a top 15, and some of these are on our like a together movies. But I occurred to me at one of the last Splash. Oh my gosh. One of the great.
Anywhere but the first three rows.
What a week I'm having.
What a week I'm having.
I'm really a nice guy. If I had any friends, you could ask them. Okay. And this one's kind of random out of nowhere, but I mean, when it's on, I can't turn it off. And talk again about just an unbelievable cast and writing. We're going with Silverado. Check it out. It's one of my favorite Westerns. Absolutely. All right. So now we're going to move into what we called our together movies, which is, like our favorites that we just love to watch together. So I actually had this list where I did a lot of these that were on Belinda's favorites without me. And I think vice versa a few times, but we'll just run. So for me, like, yeah, When Harry Met Sally, Seems Like Old Times, The Fugitive, The Help, Tootsie, 9 to 5. So one we didn't put on either of our top 15s, which really talk about an honorable mention, but we definitely, it's a together movie. Ghostbusters.
Yeah, Ghostbusters.
I mean, just scene after scene, line after line. Tell them about the Twinkie. The next time somebody asks you if you're a god, you say yes. Anyway, now here's one that we both love watching together. This is going to sound really strange for some of you to think that we both love this. We both love this movie, not just Dr. B. And I just have to say, like, it's one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. And it's just brilliant. Even though people can say, what? But it's Magic Mike XXL. I mean, yeah, there's some, guys that are taking their shirts off and doing their thing and, and all of the sexiness of it. But I'm telling you, like, it's just so funny. The interaction, they were brilliant. So I love it too. Here's one that we both went, oh yeah, the original Superman with Christopher Reeves.
Right. Actually, all of the Supermans in that, almost all of them in that series, not just the first one.
Well, the second one was also,
right.
Yeah, it was just as good.
Yeah.
I agree with General Zod.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God.
Just
Zod. But I think the third one, they jumped the shark with Richard Pryor or something like that. Yeah. So anyway, okay. So I had The Notebook as again, these are together movies. Belinda already said this. Here's one that, I mean, how it was left off either of our top 15s, but definitely a together. Forrest Gump, like one of the most brilliant movies of all time.
Sorry, I got into a fight at Black Panther party.
I mean, the list goes on. Yeah, just now, here's another one that would I watch this? Would I like stop doing what I was doing in the middle of the day to keep watching? No, I wouldn't. But when we watch it together, I love this movie. I think it's brilliant. Legally Blonde. Great movie, great writing, really funny.
The ammonium
Great act-
thioglycolate,
right.
but it's actually thioglycate, just so you know.
Just so you know,
Just so you
I
know.
learned that through
Yeah.
my wife. Now, here's one that honestly maybe should have been on my top 15, maybe
Yeah.
even yours, but definitely together. I mean, one of the greatest movies of all time,
Midnight Run.
Midnight Run, Robert De
See you in the
Niro,
next life, Jen.
Midnight Run, and Midnight Run. Robert De Niro and Charles Grodin. It's just
Exploding.
hilarious. If you haven't seen it, go see it. Okay, so for our next one, um, this is just one of our favorites. We can't stop watching it. Coming to America, Eddie Murphy,
Mhm.
Arsenio Hall.
He's got his own money.
So good. Hello, King. Um, Now again, together we both this was on both of our, I shouldn't even mention it,
Nah, that's
but I mean the King's speech
right.
again is just if you all haven't seen it,
Right.
it's so brilliant. The 40-Year-Old Virgin is a together movie. You mentioned My Big Fat Greek Wedding. You mentioned the whole Indiana Jones series.
Except for Crystal Skull.
She does not
I
love the
do
Crystal
not
Skull.
like the Crystal Skull.
I like parts of it, but yeah, I concur.
I do like parts of it because there's history there, but
Yeah. And the brand new one was good. We were on the edge of our seat. I feel like I have to watch it 17,000 more times like the other ones before I fully get it. But
the
yeah,
third one for me is my favorite, and for him, the first one is his favorite.
I love the first and the third are almost tied for me, but that first one was
Mhm.
so original at the time that it came out and so
Yeah.
well done.
It was very original
Yeah.
for sure.
So here's one that you made sure this was on the list, and I agree. And it's similar to Steel Magnolias for you.
Right. Titanic.
Titanic.
All until they hit the iceberg, and then it was like,
Could
but it was
take
all
it.
downhill from there. It just was so sad. So I don't like watching it after that. But anyway,
You can be blasé about some things, Rose, but not about Titanic. Greece, we mentioned. So there was a couple of more that I didn't.
yeah.
Oh, and is there any on your
let's
together
see,
list
my together
that I
list.
forgot?
Titanic, it's a Star Wars series. Everything. My favorite is Return of the Jedi, LOTR trilogy, the Ocean's 11's, the whole series,
Mhm.
all the Agatha Christie movies, actually,
Mhm.
especially the new one with Gal Gadot. I really like the.
That was the Death on the Nile one,
Right.
the updated one. Yeah,
Right. And then there was the one on the Murder on the Orient Express. The new one was very good.
that was very good too. Yeah.
And so yeah, so then we just round up with A Few Good Men because we were supposed to go out on our redate. Like we kind of dated in middle school, and then
We did not kind of date. She was my girlfriend in 8th grade.
okay, and then we broke up in high school.
Yeah.
Um,
First month of freshman year of high school, we
yeah.
broke up.
because he wanted his freedom.
What an idiot. Go on.
And then we broke up, we kind of remained friends, whatever. I invited him to my sweet 16, blah, blah, blah. And then after college, I was done with college,
I was on the extended
on the
plan.
way done with college, and we reunited, and we were gonna go watch A Few Good Men, which when I came home from work that day, when I worked at a dental office, I was just too tired. I said, why don't you just come over to my parents' house and we're gonna watch A League of Their Own. But both of those movies ended up being like, you can't handle the truth. We always say that. You can't handle the truth.
I still can't handle
Oh, the truth.
it.
And A League of Their Own. There's no crying in baseball.
None.
So that is our together movies. Oh, and you know what? I put on here Oliver,
Oh,
that, musical movie. Again, sad toward a little bit, but then well, I'm not gonna, if you haven't watched it, but it becomes a happy ending anyway. So those are our movies, but
it
we
just occurred to
also
me,
have what?
we may want to do a Broadway show episode.
That's next.
Okay, go ahead.
That's definitely next. Okay. And then because we didn't know where to put this, but we have some of our top favorites of Netflix or Prime
Like
streaming.
streaming stuff, yeah.
So the first one that we kind of started to really watch was The Crown. Everybody's like, you're gonna love The Crown, you're gonna love The Crown. I love The Crown.
Hmm.
Then Cobra Kai.
Which we thought were like, this is going to be so dumb, so funny,
Right. So
so
good.
so
You're sad
good.
it's over.
Yeah,
Nobody wants this. We're waiting for the second or third. No, third. It's the third season coming up.
yeah, yeah. That's fun.
Only murders in the building.
We were like went into this like
I don't,
know,
I don't like gore, I don't like strife, I don't.
right.
But
We
it
don't know
was
like
so good.
so great.
Yeah, we felt growing up in the 80s, like Steve Martin and Martin Short were always in our everything, movies, TV. And I thought it's crazy, but we fell in love with them in this
They're
series.
better here than I feel like most of the stuff they've ever done,
Everything.
even though
Yeah,
they were famous for all their other stuff.
right. Just recently we watched the first series, I mean the first season of Love Story, which was the JFK Jr. and Carolyn Bessette Kennedy love story.
I went in not wanting to really watch it, but
I wanted to watch
we were
it.
hooked. We both got hooked.
And it was, yeah, it was, I mean, yeah, they stretch the truth, a little sensationalism, but it was really,
Like anything.
it was good. And it was like, it was sad. It was sad about, John and Carolyn, but it was just, the Kennedys may not have thought it was well done, but we thought it was well done. And then last but not least is The Chosen. We had totally weren't even going to watch it. I was such the Bible series gal. Um, but then our deacon at church, Deacon Tom, was like, you got to watch it. You'll love it. Anyway, with that,
Is
what
that
is your Flourish Flash?
yeah.
What were well, you choose your picks. You can decide what is, when if you repost this and just ch choose your top three, like Ben said, or what you thought our top choices were. Have a movie night with your family. Flourish is all about flourishing as an individual, but also as community and friends and family. So we really like to really inspire people to do that. So, um, everything and anything, don't fly off without checking out our show notes because everything and anything will be there. And I think we're done, right?
All right, thanks for hanging out with us. This was like loose. We didn't know how this was going to go. Maybe it probably went longer than we thought it would, but we just have fun talking movies, and I probably think that you do too. So hopefully you enjoyed them.
Right.
Until next time in the Hive.
Be kind and flourish fully. So wait, we forgot. After we taped our or recorded or whatever it's called these days, our episode, we forgot some important ones, and I don't even know where I'm gonna put this, but anyway, let's start with the ones that are together lists, right? So like Outsiders,
The Outsiders. That's
The Outsiders,
I mean, that goes back to when we were dating in the eighth grade.
eighth grade,
Yeah.
Stay Gold, right?
Stay
Stay
Gold.
Gold. And then The Wedding Singer, which
Classic.
take off that shirt before you jinx the band and they break up, Van Halen breaks up. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
So those, and Boomerang, I absolutely love. I just love David Allen Greer.
Ron, do you know your father's wearing a mushroom belt?
Yes. We love that movie. And then also Ghost. Ghost. I mean, it may not be in my top 10, top 15, but it's really one of my honorable mentions. But we love it too. I mean, Whoopi Goldberg. I signed the wrong name. Can I keep the spin?
And
This
that's like the ultimate like together movie because that's something I would never have watched unless
right.
we were together. But obviously, great movie.
Now he apologizing. You can't just blurt it out like that. I'll tell him my own way.
Hmm.
Molly, you in danger, girl.
You and Danger Girl. Mhm.
So anyway, so that's that. One of my honorable mentions is Dying Young with Julie Roberts and C. Thomas.
No.
No, not C. Thomas Howell,
Oh,
but
what
it's
movie?
George C. Scott. No,
No.
George C. Scott's son, but it's something like that. It's something Scott. Campbell Scott.
Campbell Scott.
Yeah. And oh my gosh, I just thought of it. What was that grunge movie?
Singles. I thought of it at the same time. That was a classic.
That was a good one. That's a good together one.
Mm-hmm.
But one that I feel so remiss that I missed it, my top 15, and I have to figure out where it goes. but A Walk to Remember with
Is it a walk to
Keanu.
remember or a walk in the
I'm
clouds?
sorry, A Walk in the Clouds.
An affair to remember.
And A Fair to Remember.
Walk in the
A Walk
clouds.
in, no, there is something called A Walk to Remember, but
Hmm.
it's with, I forget, but Viggo Mortensen is in it.
Ah,
Um, so yeah.
Strider.
Oh my gosh, Stepford Wives, Vigo, another
That's another
together
good.
movie.
Yeah.
But anyway, A Walk in the Clouds. I don't know where I put. It's kind of like on the same level as The Notebook, but I'll have to reorder my top 15. May have to be a double thing.
Hmm.
But anyway, so Ben, you had some stuff too when I was.
I did. So when you started thinking about all these other ones, I was like, oh my God, I left some movies that are more really mine than together movies.
Mhm.
And like so many of my other top 15, I don't even think I have a top 15. I now have like a top 20 because these can't be left off the list. So one completely random one is a movie with Burt Reynolds. He was a stunt man, and there's like a cast of characters throughout, and it's called Hooper. And Terry Bradshaw was in it
My
just after
God.
he had
Yeah.
retired.
Yeah.
And anyway, it's hilarious. I was just a big Burt Reynolds fan back in the day. And which brings me to the next one, Smokey and the Bandit, the
Mm,
original.
mm,
Not only is that hilarious, again, it was not a chick flick. It was
hmm.
a guy flick and a little kid flick and whatever. But Jackie Gleason from The Honeymooners stars as like the cop that chases him
Yeah.
across the country, and he is hilarious throughout. Anyway, brilliant movie, Smokey and the Bandit. And of course, I had a crush on Sally Field in that movie, which more Burt Reynolds. And this one is like one of my biggest ever, Semi-Tough.
Well,
So for those, if you know, you know,
right.
Semi-Tough with Burt Reynolds and Chris Christopherson and the in-between love interest of Jill Clayburgh, and they played professional football, and it just takes you back to a time of yesteryear, and it is hilarious. Semi-Tough.
And that just brought up another
Mm.
together one, or maybe it's not a together one because it's definitely an honorable, a very high up honorable mention, and that's Soap Dish
Oh,
with Sally Field
yep.
and Kevin Kline and Robert
Mhm.
Downey Jr. and Elizabeth Shue and Whoopi Goldberg. I mean, the cast does not quit. It
Mhm.
is one of my favorites. You will not have a brain when it's complete. Um, Although we don't say that anymore. Uh,
Yes.
but uh, but that's it. We just had to jump
That's not
on.
it. I'm sorry. You talk
What?
about big casts, and now I'm thinking The Hunt for Red October. I left this off my list.
That's
What a
true.
cast.
Yes,
It's
that's
like
true.
one of the few movies that's like all men, no women, and yet somehow it's on my list.
Right.
And you reminded me, the original Bad News Bears is classic,
Right, right.
but
That's
the second one is
oh,
like,
okay. It's
I
a
think it's
second one too.
called Breaking Training. Bad News Bears Breaking. Anyway, they play in the Houston Astrodome. Again, if you know, you know. Just never turning that off if it's on and it's interrupting my day, which I believe was our criteria for all this.
That's right. Now I just thought of one and then I forgot.
It's just going to keep going.
Yeah, we can't keep. Well, anyway, we hope this gets you to watch a movie with your loved ones on Friday for National Movie Night,
And
Family
who
Movie Night.
agrees with us, and what movies have we not mentioned that you're appalled at us for not mentioning? That's what we want to
There's
know.
still so many.
This, I mean, I'm sure we're going to agree with all the people that say something.
Yeah. But please post in the comments. Let's have some fun
Please.
with it.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Okay. Bye. Until next time. Be kind of
God and
flourish
flourish.
fully.